Hello? If you like this video, welcome to Korea. Don't forget to subscribe and like. 구독과 좋아요 잊지 마. Kiss.
It's so cold, I promise you need at least a base layer. Look at that, it's unbelievable. It's really hard to film today. If this keeps up, I'll have to get a hand amputated. It's really not expensive, but I think he's the bravest of all. He's taunting me, huh? Incredible. Wow, I wouldn't want to spend the night here. Hello my friends, I hope you're doing well. New day, new adventure, new vlog, back in Seoul, the capital of South Korea, for the last stage of this road trip in South Korea. So I'm back in Seoul for a few days before ending this wonderful trip, this beautiful season we've started between Japan and South Korea. Let me quickly introduce myself for those who don't know me. I'm Ben & Co, and we broadcast live from South Korea daily on my YouTube channel. And I really invite you to check out all the playlists of my adventures around the world, because it hasn't just been South Korea or Japan or Algeria or Albania. There have been many others, and everything is available in the playlists on my YouTube channel. Lots of great adventures that I've filmed around the world, because I've been traveling for more than 10 years now and creating travel-focused content for 8 years on this YouTube channel. And so, if you happen to come across this video as your first one and you like it, don't hesitate to support me by subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. Thank you very much, and also join me on my Instagram account Ben & Co, because there I post a lot of content that complements and enriches the YouTube content. Alright, so here's the deal. It's already 2 p.m. I had a fantastic nap because I was really tired. Now we're reaching the end of the trip, you know it very well. I'm going from one place to another, finding a place to sleep every day. What are we going to see? What are we going to do? And so on. So there's all the fatigue from traveling, the daily exhaustion from editing. So now, at the end of the season like this, I'm wiped out. I think I was actually already wiped out. At the very beginning too, because I had worked so much and so on for the first videos that came out in Japan. For today's plan, since it's already a bit late, and especially because it's really cold here, we're in the middle of a major cold snap. The weather app says -10, but it feels even colder to me. So for today's plan, it's very simple. We're going to eat first, because it's exactly 2:22 p.m. I just checked, and I haven't eaten anything yet. And then we'll wander around Seoul. We'll see what we can do, especially with these extreme conditions outside. I'd like to try going toward the area around the Seoul Tower, actually. I haven't seen that part yet. To get a view of Seoul from above and maybe enjoy some nice sights, then just see what happens. When nothing's planned, anything can happen. I'm bringing you along on my daily explorations, so let's not waste time. By the way, I switched rooms. I'm not in the same one as when I first got to Seoul. I changed places because the one I was in at the very beginning of the adventure was no longer available. So room tour and let's go. I'm in the guest house called 1 Minute Guest House. You see already on my floor we have a little water machine. So we can get filtered water, it's great, we have everything we need. We can also get clean towels, toilet paper and so on. And a little table if I want to sit down nicely there to eat outside my room. And I have room number 508, there you go. So it's a very small room, very basic, but I have everything I need. Kind of like the first room I had in Seoul. So I'm sorry, don't look too closely at the state of the room. I arrived yesterday and it's messy. My laundry bag is here and I need to do laundry. So, well, you take off your shoes, you see, it's written there. We're in Korea, where they give you slippers, but you don't have to wear them. And, well, the room tour is going to be pretty simple and quick because there's not a lot of space, but I have everything I need, look. Small TV, well, which I never watch. The small air conditioner is great. I use it for heating since it's very cold now. Here, a small desk with a little lamp. Of course, they give you, hey, look, it's me, some small towels, a little stock of toilet paper. Here it is, and most importantly, the small bathroom. With a shower, and there you go. And as always, we're in Korea. There you go, no matter where you go, even the cheapest place, they'll always give you body wash, so shower gel, and then shampoo, and so on. Here's a little tip too. Did you know that the card holders, where you put your room cards, don't necessarily work only with room cards? They work with any card. So, for example, here I put in a bank card, which actually lets me keep my room card with me. When I just want to go out, that's it. I don't have to turn off the heating and turn it back on every time. Sometimes I just go downstairs for 30 seconds to grab something, but I still have to take my card, which is really annoying. So that's the little trick to know. You can put in another card. That way at least it keeps things from turning off and on, losing the heating and so on. So that's it. Sometimes you go downstairs for 2 minutes and come back to a cold room, then wait 10 minutes for it to warm up. That was the quick tip. Alright, let's begin. So, I hadn't noticed, but on my floor there's also a refrigerator, freezer, microwave, and a small terrace. You see? Very nice. You can come and relax here. Well, right now I wouldn't come to relax because it's way too cold, but when the nice weather returns, it could be really pleasant to just sit here and relax. There you go. And here we have a little view, well, of the street and the buildings of the Korean capital. So here everything is secure. You see, even to get to my floor, you need the little badge or the little code. There you go. So down there on the 4th floor, well, there's a kind of, little reception, little lounge. See, it's the same here. I can't get in without the code or my card. Up. So here, you see, this is the reception. We have a washing machine. Yes, a dryer. It's all free. A small kitchen. And above all, what I love the most is having a coffee machine with real coffee beans, which is included in the nightly rate. And all of this costs me the modest sum of 17 euros per night. Yeah, 17, 18, something like that. It's really not expensive. We're right in the heart of Seoul. Really, it's crazy to think to have all this, free washing machine, free coffee, being right in the heart of Seoul. That's basically impossible in Paris. There you go, having your own little room, your own cozy, quiet corner, your own shower for such a low price. So, on this side too, apparently, there's a small balcony that's covered. This one, you see, I hadn't even noticed it, and there's also a microwave. Here is the luggage store, where you can leave your luggage. Alright, let's not waste any more time. I'll fuel up a bit, bundle up well, and we're off for this new exploration. And here we are. This is where our exploration of the day begins, from the 1-minute guest house. So I really like the new neighborhood I'm in. I'm not very far from the old neighborhood where I used to be. Yes, I'm moving out of the way, sorry. And honestly, it's kind of classy to get run over by a BMW. No. So I'm not far from Inseongdong Street. Inseongdong Street, which we visited together during our first days in the Korean capital. 안녕하세요. And I really like this neighborhood because I find it very nice, very lively, with lots and lots of restaurants. Yeah, and quite a lot of things to do. Even yesterday I was walking around, so off camera. And just next door I found a little cafe where on the 2nd floor you can play on game consoles. That's it, you just have a coffee, a little drink, and then you can sit down. Play video games, but not just any video games. You can play on very retro consoles like I played FIFA 97 on PlayStation 1. It's true. So you see the street is really nice, full of all kinds of shops. We have convenience stores, kombini, etc. As usual, we're in Korea, but now we're going to have lunch. I think it's actually more like snack time now, and we're going to go. It's just across the street. Because it's a nice little place I spotted yesterday where the staff is very charming. Almost everywhere in Korea, people are very friendly, except for the first restaurant I visited where the guy wasn't nice, but that's rare. So here, there's no crosswalk to get across. You have to go all the way to the end of the street. So, a little trick. You can use the subway underpasses. It's simple and obvious, but you just have to think of it, of course. So here, this is the underpass to take the subway, and I'm using it to get to the other side of the street. I'm going to show you something I noticed when I was in Busan. Well, actually, here it's not just a simple underpass to take the subway. There are also shopping arcades, big shopping arcades. You see, and I noticed that in Busan. In Busan, you could actually walk the distance of 2 subway stops just by using these shopping arcades like this. Anyway, I just wanted to show you this in Seoul because I thought it was interesting. This way, you don't have to do your shopping out in the cold, going from store to store. You can do it all in here. We stay warm, that's it. And so, well, we're not going to take the subway either. That's not planned for today. We're going to get something to eat first, and there you go. We've crossed to the other side. Ta-da! Anyway, it's pretty cool, isn't it? These shopping malls like this, underground. It reminds me a little bit of Châtelet Les Halles, but Châtelet Les Halles is different because there's really the metro and RER part, you know, for those who know Châtelet Léa, the big Parisian station. And then there's really the shopping mall side, but you have to go outside. You know, it's not exactly next to the metro. Anyway, why am I talking about Châtelet? Les Halles, here, we're in Seoul, and there it is. A charming little place I discovered yesterday. It's so cold, I promise you, the cold just cuts right through my gloves. My hands are frozen, it feels so good to be sitting here in the warmth. They are super friendly in this place. When I arrived yesterday, I was a bit tired and had my bags. The gentleman was so kind, he helped me with my bags, he brought me soup twice to warm me up and everything. No, honestly, really nice. That's why I decided to come back, and besides, it was good. So, there's also a menu in English. That's not the case in all restaurants in Korea. They have plenty of typical Korean dishes, and they also have some dishes that are a bit Japanese. At least ones that I discovered in Japan. And yesterday I had these patties. My god, they're just average. They're actually some kind of thick rice noodles. They're not bad at all, and I had tried them at the Guangzhou market. That's where all the street food is, except at Guangzhou market. I didn't really like it. I found it too hard to chew. I had a really good hour. But here, yesterday, when I tried them again, I wanted to give myself another chance and thought, no, you have to at least try it in another place to get a real opinion. You can't judge a dish based on trying it just once in one place. And actually, well, here they were 10 times better. That day at night, they were really soft, they melted in your mouth. There was a little spicy sauce, though it was a bit strong, but they were really delicious, served with a little egg. And it only cost 6,500 won. It's really not expensive, that's maybe 5 or 6 euros, something like that. But for today, I have something else. Well, after these 3 weeks spent in Korea, there's no need to introduce it anymore, right? If you followed my adventures, you know I always get the side dishes. Here, I have a small bowl of soup and of course kimchi. You can't serve a meal without it. It's unusual to visit a restaurant in Korea and not find kimchi. And especially, here's a little tip, in restaurants in Korea, don't spend an hour looking for your chopsticks. You see, here it's marked, but sometimes it's not always indicated. They're hidden in a drawer with the little napkins, the spoons, and so on. There. Excuse me, there's the rule, it's right there. Once the rush hour is over, I eat at the same time as the staff of the place. Right now, it's 3 o'clock, but we don't care, we don't stress about it. That's not what we're here for. So I got a chicken curry for old time's sake. From Japan, I really love it. So it's, well, breaded chicken with rice, a little salad, and a bit of curry sauce. I added a little extra egg, so the dish costs 9,000 won, that's about 6 euros. Something like that, and it looks well served, it's nice. Well, I won't introduce it again, I've already shown it in Japan, my mission in Korea, etc. So I can't do the little tasting for you again. The best thing is to go watch the previous episodes, but is it good here? Anyway, it looks good, right? They put some kind of little mayonnaise on top. Here's some chicken. It's good. The chicken here, the chicken. There you go, little curry sauce, perfect, simple and effective. By the way, sir, yesterday, he was really nice because he saw I was really struggling with the dish I was eating because it was pretty spicy. He kept bringing me little condiments. He said, eat, you'll see, it'll soothe the spiciness in your mouth. Honestly, it's great. 6 euros for all this, you eat comfortably, relaxed and warm. What's the price of the truck? It's about 3,000 euros. They even put little mushrooms in the sauce, delicious to my taste. The only small flaw with this dish served in this restaurant is just here. The mayonnaise on the chicken, it's a shame. It's not bad, but it makes it a little too greasy. I think that just with the curry sauce, it's perfect actually. No need to add mayo on the chicken. Excellent place, right? As usual, I always put everything in the description box of my videos. All the good deals, the hotels, the restaurants, basically everything I try and find nice. So that if one day you visit places I've been to, you can get all the good tips without any hassle. So here, it's really a simple little restaurant, efficient with more than reasonable prices. I have to say the staff is lovely, so you can see my kind of place. It's over there, bam, on the other side, and we're going to head that way towards Namsan Tower. The Seoul Tower. So there are 2 towers in Seoul, right? Two big towers. And we're going to the one that's closest because the other one is the one we could see on the day I visited Gangnam. I crossed a bridge, and on the other side we saw a modern tall tower. But that's not the one we're visiting. I hope we're going to make it because, hey, by the end of the day I'm going to end up frozen. Seoul, well, at least South Korea, is somewhere I'd really like to visit again, but in the spring, for example. When it's not too hot, when it's not cold, really, just perfect weather. Or in summer, early summer, it must be nice. But I admit that in winter, wandering around in this unbearable cold isn't very easy. And then, it's not really what I like the most, honestly, the cold, cold, cold. It doesn't bother me, but not for a whole month of traveling, honestly. We're going to cross the famous little stream here, which is really nice. There you go, with this little walk. It's very pretty, I really like it. You see, you can come for a walk like this, all along the waterway. There's a nice walk here. And we arrive, by the way, in the famous district, the business district where all the banks are, etc. I remember perfectly since I was over there during my first days in the Korean capital. And that, look, every time you look up, there are always giant screens, right? That's typical of South Korea, especially in the big cities, of course. In small villages, you don't see that, unfortunately. But in concrete terms, in the big cities, Seoul, Busan, etc., there are giant screens everywhere, on lots of buildings like that. On the other hand, it's funny because I see lots of Koreans drinking iced coffees. But wait! How do you drink an iced coffee while walking like this when it's cold? It's just a little chilly, I'd say. Yeah, well, it's fine. But in freezing cold like this, there are people who can drink iced coffees or eat ice cream. Wow. You see what I was just telling you? Look at all the giant screens. There are 1, 2, 3. So, obviously these are advertising panels. And nothing beats some good street food to warm up during winter in Korea. The little traditional Korean pancakes. I hadn't noticed before, but there are also advertising panels in some subway entrances. I would have used the little trick to get to the other side of the street without having to walk 350 meters just to reach the crosswalk. We find our shopping malls again. Underground, there's a big shopping gallery here. It feels great here. I could stay all day. It feels really nice in here. So now we're going to arrive in a neighborhood that we already visited during the first days of this adventure. Myeongdong. I have trouble saying that one. I'm really sorry, you know. As much as I tried to make an effort during this whole trip to South Korea with the pronunciation. But Korean, it's not always very easy to pronounce, you know. There are names, you know, sometimes that are a bit hard for us. Just like I imagine the other way around. Imagine a Korean who has to say a word like saper lipopet. We're not asking him to greet anyone. It loses the hippopet. So this neighborhood is really nice too because it's very lively. Especially at night. When I came here the first time, I really loved it because there was all kinds of street food. And now I feel like it's too cold for street food or something. There's nobody. It's incredible. It's like night and day. But really, I mean, this whole street plus the one next to it, there used to be so many street food stalls. But maybe it's just way too cold for the vendors to stay outside all day like that. And yet, I came at almost the same time. Maybe just a little bit earlier. 안녕하세요? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe so. It's the extreme cold. It's not easy to work outside when it's so cold. That must be it. I can't see any other reason. Right. Otherwise, I don't see why they're not here, actually. Even yesterday, off camera, I went to Inseongdang Street. There was quite a bit of street food and so on the first time I came. And there was nobody there yesterday, actually. It's really brave, honestly. I take my hat off to all those people who work in the cold like that all day. You see, this lady, she's not the only one. She's not the first one I've seen. There you go. She's outside in the cold to advertise her business. That's very, very brave. Because I promise you, maybe you don't feel it right now. Because you're at home, nice and warm, under your blanket, drinking some tea, watching my videos, and I thank you for that. But I can tell you, it's hitting hard right now. Hello. I'm jealous of you lying under your blanket, all cozy, while I'm out here walking. For once, it's the other way around. Usually, you're the one who envies me saying, I wish I were in your place in Korea, but right now, I have to admit, I'd rather be under the blanket. But I'm motivating myself because, well, I love exploring and these are my last days. I tell myself, it's a shame, you know? Even if it's cold, who cares? Too bad. Well, we bundle up, we do what we can, and then we'll see where it takes us. All these figurines with bare heads are so cool. We see Buzz Lightyear, Batman, Iron Man. So cool. But him, I think he's the bravest of all. He does ads for the Cat Cafe. French subtitles. Wow, poor guy. Honestly, even if he's well covered, wow. I admire him, you know, it looked like he just fell asleep there. He had He had frozen right there, poor guy. There are lots of stylish little shops here, you know. If you pay attention, you see, look, Life World Coffee. So obviously coffee is a cafe, but maybe it's also a shop, I don't know. That's actually how I found by chance yesterday a cafe with retro game consoles that had old games. But FIFA 97 King of Fighters, it was nice because I kind of grew up with all those machines, you know? I'm from the era of Sega Mega Drive, Street Fighter, and so on. FIFA 97, FIFA 98, PlayStation 1. So it brought back some great memories for me. Maybe among you there are some who also experienced that great era, and maybe among you there are some who didn't, who came straight in with really cool consoles like the PlayStation 3 and so on. Yeah, we lived through that era. You had, you know, your little memory card to save your progress. That doesn't exist anymore, by the way, the memory card. When you went to a friend's house, you know, you took your memory card for your saved games, and that way you could play at your friend's place and pick up the game right where you left off. Today, it's all about underground levels, huh? I overused the technique. No more crosswalks. We're so comfortable here, and there's plenty to do, including street food. Yes. If you were wondering, I am indeed in Seoul, and look, you can start to see the Namsan Tower right in front of us there. That means we're on the right path, and I'll find my way by watching it. No, I'm kidding, I still have my GPS even if I let myself get lost. Usually that's what I like, it's letting myself get lost and so on. Not necessarily following the GPS all the time, but yeah, it's true that, well, to find your way it's still handy to have your little GPS. But now I don't really need it anymore, since I can see the direction. With the tower right in front of me, I can't get lost. It's always straight ahead. Where is it? Where? There. Seoul is really a city where you can get pleasantly lost, you know. There are lots of really nice neighborhoods and they're always very colorful. You can also clearly never run out of food here, between the restaurants and the street food. Look there, the little figurines. So nice. A halal restaurant? That's that. For those of you who ask me sometimes, by the way, Ben, is what you eat, halal, etc. Are there any halal restaurants? Well, here obviously we have the flag of Malaysia. And since there's a very large Muslim community in Malaysia, maybe that's why, just like in Indonesia, there are a lot of tourists, you know, sometimes Indonesians, Malaysians, who visit Japan and Korea. So yes, there are some halal restaurants in Japan and South Korea. Even though it's not on every street corner, of course. The one where I ate this afternoon wasn't halal. There you go. Just in case. I always put the good tips in the description box, but I still want to point it out, even though, I guess you probably already know. So I know that several of you watching me are Muslim. Well, I'll also put the good deal for this restaurant that I haven't tried yet, but it looks really good. In the description box, I got the location of the place. That way, if you eat halal, you'll also have the good deal for this restaurant. Malaysia, by the way, is a country I really want to visit. Just like Indonesia, you know. Honestly, if I could teleport right now, I'd go to Indonesia, you know. I think the climate there is much better right now than in Seoul. It's about to get steep. Here we go. Luckily, I got some energy just before this. Not bad. It looks similar because it's tall, but actually to get there, it's quite a climb, huh? And it seems pretty nice, since to get there you go through a park. You see, we have the entrance right there, just in front. It's better than walking by the road. Hello, hello. Okay, it's not bad here. Look, hop. We're going to go through this little door. Watch your head. We have kind of a temple entrance. It's true that exploring in the cold, vlogging in the cold, it's not always pleasant or easy, but you also have to look on the bright side of things. The first thing is that it wakes you up, and the second is that you don't sweat. It's not like when it's really hot and you're sweating everywhere. Your t-shirt ends up like a rag, right? And then, you know, you can warm up by taking walks like this. I don't know if this is the right path though. I'm not gonna lie, I just saw the entrance and it looked nice. Well, no, it's fine, we're lost. Plus, it says right here, this isn't a road to the Seoul Tower. Shoot, well, it's okay, we'll go back down. Anyway, the place looked really nice, right? First nice little view of the day. We're a bit hidden by the trees, but for the day going up the mountain, we're a bit hidden by the trees, you see. We're at the same level as some of the buildings now. It's very quiet, and the advantage here is that there are no cars driving around. It's kind of like the Central Park of Seoul, you know. Of course it's different because Central Park isn't on a hill like this. And there's quite a path to get here, you know. You can see we're getting a better and better view of it. Look at that. It's so cold that some streams have completely frozen over. It's impressive. There's no more water flowing down. It's just ice. Well, today is a bit upside down, meaning I just saw this sign that shows me I've actually been going in the wrong direction this whole time. I went up and now I'm going back down, so the Seoul Tower is 2,100 meters away, and if you go 500 meters from here, you end up at Namsagol Hanok village. So what I suggest is, that's how it goes when something unexpected happens. Anything can happen, so let's change our plans. Since we're only 500 meters away, let's go to Namsagol Hanok village first. I haven't done this one, I did another one during my first days in Seoul, but I haven't seen this one yet, and it was actually on my little list of things to visit in Seoul. We'll go to the tower right after. Let's go check out the Hanok village first. The park is huge, isn't it? Wow, it's really nice. They've set up a whole walkway where you can see all the different bird species you might come across. Maybe here in this park or in South Korea. She's teasing me, huh? She's teasing me because she's right there, but that's not the right way. We're about to enter Namsagol Hanok village. Here's one of the entrance gates. So these are those little villages with traditional Korean houses that I don't need to introduce anymore. The Hanok, because we've already visited several of them since we arrived in South Korea. And I really recommend, I'll say it again, that you check out the previous episodes if you missed them, because they were really great. We traveled around the country and it was very enjoyable. Yeah, It's nice because you can really just wander around and get lost. There you go. Going into those little houses like that to see a bit how people used to live in the old days. The architecture is really beautiful. Look who's teasing me over there. But it's okay, we found a really nice place to wander around. It's beautiful, isn't it? Having this kind of typical and traditional place like this right in the middle of a big city. What's wild is I'm back in my old neighborhood. Over there, straight ahead, that's the first place I stayed when I first arrived in Seoul. And actually the Namsangol Hanok village is right there. So I went all the way up here to try to get to Namsan Tower, and in the end I came all the way back down. But it's okay, I don't think we need to overthink it. Let's try to find a bus, otherwise it's gonna be quite a walk. And with this cold, no thank you. Well, when it's this cold, really cold, it's not easy to wait for the bus. But in South Korea they have a really nice little solution. The thing is, even if the bus shelters are open, the benches are heated. Yes, I'm not kidding, they're heated benches. So it feels really good because it actually warms up, well, your butt. I tried to get as close as possible actually, just like that, to get as warm as I can and rest my hands on it. I think it's actually a pretty good idea. Not very eco-friendly, but still a good idea. And you see, I'm not the only one who had the idea to take the bus. It's so cold today. There you go. She teased me for several hours, but in the end I had the last word. On top of that, I arrived at a fantastic time since it's sunset. So, the sun is on the other side, huh? But just look at that, we have a really nice little spot here to admire a view of the Korean capital with these beautiful colors at the end of the day. Beautiful. This is where the bus dropped me off. Fantastic. Wow, it's so beautiful. You can even see the moon. I think you won't see it very well on camera, but it's right there. Look at that, if that's not fantastic. Full moon. Sunset. Wow. And I think that from the Namsan Tower with the sunset, the view must be incredible. Wow. Plus we can see it really well from here, right? It's not hidden or anything, right? Honestly, best idea ever to come here at the end of the day, right? I wasn't expecting to see such a beautiful sunset. There you go. That's the observatory. We'll head up a bit. We aren't going to the observatory yet and might not go at all. Do we really need to pay for an observatory when we already have such beautiful outdoor spots? Honestly. And here you have the Korean Rocky. Tada dun da dun. Still, it feels good to jog like he's doing. It warms you up. But here, while it was cold down below, now with the sunset and being up high in Seoul, wow. I wouldn't want to spend the night here. But it's so cool here. Wow. But look at the colors over there. Incredible. If you go 300 meters further, you get an even more amazing view than where we were 5 minutes ago, where the bus dropped me off. Here you go, my dear friends. Here's the view of Seoul. I think we earned it. Really? We really deserved it. I'm sorry if it's shaking a little. I'm cold. I'm cold. It's still a bit too hot. He, his child. He, his child. He, his child. The body. Me, the body. The legs. When the legs... I noticed that in Korea, they really like to do this, huh? Whether it's with padlocks or pieces of paper. It's a bit like back home, in Paris, with the Pont des Arts, where you put your little padlock. But the thing is, there are so many of them that they have to remove them. Well, I'm talking about Paris, huh? Because actually the bridge almost collapsed. It was sinking because it was getting so heavy with all the padlocks, so they had to remove everything. Who put a phone case there? Okay, alright. That's actually good timing. Mine is starting to wear out. I'm not sure it'll fit my phone, but hey, it could help out. You look strong, you look strong. Wow, these are some amazing spots. Incredible. And there you go. I'm giving you a second view of the Korean capital. So, I'm sorry, the sun just disappeared right now. I missed it myself. I only saw a little bit, and it's funny because I just noticed that they have a replica.
A little bit of the Eiffel Tower, kind of like the Tokyo Tower over there. It's the same as the Tokyo Tower, but smaller, same color, white and red. There you go. At the foot of Seoul Tower.
See that second Seoul Tower in the distance? That's the one I mentioned. Alright, be careful, the quality will get worse and worse as I zoom in. But here, you actually have a view. Without moving from the second tower, and now we can see it very clearly with this zoom.
Hello, hi, how are you? I'm fine. And you?
Good, thank you. Yes, good, thank you, good.
감사합니다.
Yeah, thank you.
Back in my neighborhood at night, and I'm showing it to you a little bit at night because it's really nice. Well, like all the neighborhoods in Seoul at night, right? Everything is always all lit up, you see. Yeah, there are lots of restaurants. It's super cool. Back in my little room, and it's really very nice because it has everything I need to be happy. A bed, a shower, heating. Very important right now, the heating. Especially since when I come back to the room it's freezing. Anyway, end of the day, end of the episode. I hope you had a good time with me. I won't hide that it was really tough today with this cold. So yeah, we're not talking about like 1 or 2 degrees, we're talking about -10. And honestly, I think the weather app on my phone must be wrong because it's way too cold for me right now. It feels like -20. By the way, it's crazy because usually I use about 4 batteries a day. I have 6, but I use around 4. And I didn't film more than usual today. Well, I'm almost on my 6th one, you know. Right now I'm on my 5th, but soon I'll have to switch to the 6th. Since it's so cold, well, the batteries run out a lot faster. There you go. As always, if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. So, honestly, I really advise you, if you ever come to South Korea, not to come at this time of year, because it's not necessarily the most pleasant for wandering around outside. I think the best time must really be in spring, summer, autumn, or maybe the beginning of winter. But right now, this stretch of winter, From the end of January to the beginning of February, it's complicated, so thank you all. As usual, if you enjoyed it, feel free to let me know in the comments, leave a like. It's always nice to read your messages, and it also helps the videos rank better. It helps me every day, and it also motivates me to keep going, to tell myself, yeah, cool, there are people out there who appreciate what I do. Well, so, yeah, it motivates me even more to go outside, to explore, to brave this cold, and it makes me really happy. So thank you so much. And, well, if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do it, because it really encourages me a lot too. Take care of yourselves, remember to travel, but most importantly, when nothing is planned, anything can happen. See you tomorrow. Thank you, ciao, and tomorrow, normally, there should be a little surprise. That's it on the channel. I won't say more, so make sure to stay tuned. Hi, ciao!
Didn't you say hello today?